Huge environmental and economic news that we just found out today. It's amazing, actually. This is wonderful news environmentally, economically, and again, I always chuckle at the environmental benefits of reducing CO2, but let's just go with it. We'll say that if CO2 is a problem, then you should be happy with this. On top of that, just further, just our trade relations with India are just growing by leaps and bounds, and I attribute to Modi, the Prime Minister of India, and the Trumpster. So let's dive into this. This is great. It's good on the bilateral front. It's good on trade front. It's good on environmental front. And certainly good on economic front. Houston Chronicle Dateline, September 21st, updated. Today's 22nd, right? 23rd. Modi visit to Houston backdrop for one of the largest liquefied natural gas deals in U.S. history. And there's a man right there of the hour, the Prime Minister of India. We got Meg Gentle, who is the CEO of Houston LNG, liquefied natural gas company Tellurian, shakes hands with Prabhat Singh, CEO of Petronet LNG, while Indian Prime Minister Modi applauds. The $2.5 billion deal between Tellurian and Petronet is being described as one of the largest LNG gas deals in history, or LNG deals in history. A visit to Houston by Prime Minister Modi has become the backdrop of one of the largest LNG supply deals in U.S. history. Executives with Houston LNG company Tellurian and Indian Petronet LNG signed a $2.5 billion deal in Modi's presence during a private Saturday evening ceremony. Under the deal, Petronet, the Indian company, pledges to invest $2.5 billion in Tellurian's proposed Driftwood LNG export terminal in Lake Charles, Louisiana, in exchange for the rights to 5 million metric tons of liquefied natural gas per year over the lifespan of the project. In an exclusive interview with the Houston Chronicle, Tellurian board member Sharif Suki called the deal a win-win-win for the United States, for India, and for the company. It's a win for the United States because it creates an outlet for our surplus gas. Can you imagine that? Surplus gas. The reason we went to coal under Carter is because we thought we were running out of gas. It's insane. It's insane. They thought they're running out of gas. They had to go to coal because gas was on the chop block. It was peak gas and whatnot. Fast forward 40 years, and they were completely wrong. Just because technology changed. And yet they were proposing stuff back then that was nuts. Anyway, it's a win for India because they have secured cheap gas for a long period of time. It's a win for Tellurian because we have produced a bridge between a nation with too much gas, that's the U.S., and a nation that needs as much as it can get at an affordable price. The signing ceremony took place the day before the Indian Prime Minister was appeared to with Donald Trump at the NRG Stadium. The two leaders are expected to speak about wider cooperation between the two nations. Tellurian is one of the three corporate sponsors of the event. With India getting more than half of its electricity from coal, Modi set a goal to have natural gas make up 15% of its power generation energy mix by 2030. As a result, Petronet and other companies are building new LNG import terminals, and expanding the number of natural gas pipelines to encourage wider use of the cleaner burning fuel. Again, if you're worried about CO2, you should be happy that they're using liquefied natural gas, without question. It doesn't produce as much CO2 in the environment, and yet the Indians can actually heat their homes and use electricity. It's a freaking awesome thing, all because of George Mitchell. Increasing natural gas use will enable India to fuel its impressive economic growth to achieve the Prime Minister's goal of $5 trillion economy while contributing to a cleaner environment, says Meg Gentle, the Tellurian CEO. I'm looking over here, Pablo. Make sure he doesn't have an accident. Suki described the deal with Petronet as one of the largest investments made by a foreign company into a U.S. infrastructure product. It tied for the largest LNG supply deal in history in terms of volume. Financial terms were not discussed, but the utility company Sempra Energy signed a 20-year deal in May for the company's proposed Port Arthur liquefied natural gas export terminal in southeast Texas to provide Saudi Aramco with 5 million metric tons of LNG per year. Most supply deals in the U.S. LNG industry are done by utility companies signing long-term purchase agreements with producers, but the deal between Tellurian and Petronet allows the Indian company to be both a customer and investor. Let's see. We are now in a commodity business in the liquefied natural gas space. And in a commodity business, you want to be the low-cost provider, and that's what we are. Horizontal drilling paired with hydraulic fracturing has transferred the United States from a natural gas importer, where we thought we were running out, into an export powerhouse. Over the next 2 years, projects capable of producing nearly 90 million metric tons of liquefied natural gas are expected to reach final investment decisions that will require more than $200 billion of construction work through 2025. Man, get out of your stupid degree you're focusing on, gender studies or whatever the hell you're focused on. Get into liquefied natural gas. Get into energy generation. I'm telling you, man, that the future is huge for these areas, simply because India and China, Vietnam, Thailand, all these guys are coming, and they want middle class lifestyle. Get into it, and they're going to come from the country that respects and supports this, which is us. Elizabeth Warren be damned. You're not going to ban fracking. It's like saying you're going to ban firearms. That ain't going to happen. You might say it to get your stupid nominee, be the stupid nomination on the left, but it's not going to happen. Fracking is here to stay. Get Andrew Cuomo and the fools up there to say, hey, natural gas is good for the environment if CO2 is a problem, because it burns cleaner and it still can provide our electricity and our heating as well, and we can use it to export to other countries who want a middle-class lifestyle. It's a great place to be. All right, we'll see you.